What's up, my adventure loving friends? Welcome to another video. Now, before I get started, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel and adventure with me, where I take you to see waterfalls, scenic vistas, mountains, lakes, and rivers right here in the Pacific Northwest. But in today's video, I decided to do a review video on the gear I took with me on the Timberline Trail. If you haven't seen my video on the Timberline Trail, I'll leave a link for it in the description below. The Timberline Trail is basically a 40-mile trail that circumnavigates Mount Hood in Oregon. Now, my gear hasn't changed much in the past year. I've been super happy with it. I've only made some subtle changes, but let's jump right in and get started with my big three: my pack, my tent, and my sleep system. I'm going to start with my pack. I use the Gossamer Gear Mariposa 60. Had this pack for a while now. Absolutely love it. It's a top loading 60-liter capacity pack. It's basically one opening at the top. Now, I really love the design of this pack. It has a nice big pocket on one side. This is where I usually put my water bottles. On the other side, it has a small but wide pocket on the bottom, and then another small but wide pocket at the top. In the back of the pack, this has a really stretchy mesh panel where you can store a lot of gear back there. Usually if I'm taking off some layers, just throw it right into this mesh pocket. The hip belt has two pockets where you can store some snacks or your electronics. These shoulder straps are really nicely, thickly padded, comfortable on the shoulders. Never had any issues with that. You'll notice with my pack, I have attached to it, this is the Gossamer Gear shoulder strap pocket. I picked this up last year for my backpacking trip on the Lewitt Trail, which goes around Mount St. Helens. And this pocket I absolutely love. Really comes in handy. You don't have to take off your pack to grab some smaller items. So what I use this pocket for, I will store my sunglasses in here. I have some sunblock, some lip balm with SPF, and then I will also store my GoPro. Really handy. It does have a zipper on top here, so if you're afraid something's gonna fall out, you can zip it up. And yeah, it's super lightweight, and I just love the fact that I can just reach for something right in front of me instead of taking off my pack to grab a small item. So overall, this pack is only 2 pounds. This is comfortable, it's lightweight, it has plenty of storage options and plenty of overall room for all your backpacking gear. And I just want to point out one other thing about the Mariposa 60, and that is it comes with this nice soft back pad to keep your back comfortable. Now, it will compromise some of the airflow, so your back may get more sweaty than if you didn't have this, but this is removable. You can take this back pad out if you want, or you can just leave it. I typically just leave it because it is comfortable on my back. But another option with this back pad is that you can take it out and use it as a sit pad. So as you can see, the pack is very versatile when it comes to this soft back pad. The pack also has a zipper pocket at the top, so you can store some more gear in there. Usually you can just put some maps in there. I just put some small items in there, but again, another option on where you can put your gear. All right, now I'm going to talk about the tent that I used. Here it is, the Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL one-person tent. I've been using this tent for years. Absolutely love it. This is a freestanding tent, weighs only 2 pounds, 2 ounces, and plenty of room for one person, and you can even store some gear in your tent. It has a nice big vestibule to store more gear, like your pack. As you can see, when this is stuffed in the stuff sack, it is pretty compact, so it saves you a lot of room in your pack. That's one of the major reasons why I like this tent. So I really don't see myself using another tent for quite some time. The tent poles only weigh 10 ounces. So with the tent poles, the tent, and the tent stakes that I use, less than 3 pounds overall. And finally, for my big three, my sleep system, I use the Nemo Tensor insulated sleeping pad. The sleeping pad came out to be 1 pound, 3 ounces. And this sleeping pad has an R value of 4.2. And if you don't know what the R value is, the higher the R value, the more heat the pad traps in to help you keep warm. So you can have an R value anywhere from like 1 to 6 or 7. So 4.2 is really good to help keep you warm and for the pad to trap in that heat. Now I do use the Marmot Trestles Elite Eco 30-degree sleeping bag. This is a mummy bag, and I think a 30-degree sleeping bag will work just fine on the Timberline Trail, especially when I went in early September. Now I have been thinking about switching to a quilt because I do toss and turn quite a bit at night, and it's hard to do that when you're in a mummy bag. Maybe in the future I will switch to a quilt. For now, I will stick to the Marmot sleeping bag. I use the Sea to Summit Aeros ultralight pillow. Now I already have a full review on this pillow. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out for more details. But what I really love about this pillow is that it fits in the palm of my hand, so it saves a lot of room in your pack. And this pillow only weighs 2 ounces. So I'm going to blow this pillow up and show you what it looks like. There you have it, the Sea to Summit Aeros ultralight pillow. Super comfortable. I've been using this for a while now, and yeah, I'm going to continue using this pillow, and it helps me get a good night's sleep, and that's what counts. Now let's move on to my cooking system that I used on the Timberline Trail. Now the cooking system I use on the trail is the Jetboil Minimo. I've had this for at least 5 years now, and I already have a full review on the Minimo. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link for it in the description below. Now what I like about the Minimo is that this weighs only 15 ounces, so less than a pound for your cooking system. You can eat out of the pot, or it does come with a cup that you can use. Now you don't need to bring a lighter because the stove comes with an ignition button already. So now I bring a lighter just in case, but out of all the years that I've used the Minimo, the ignition button has never failed on me. A couple other things that I like about the Minimo is that this can boil water in about 2 minutes, and you can see just how compact this cooking system is. It doesn't take up a whole lot of room in your pack. And for my fuel, I just use the Jetboil fuel canister. Moving on to my water filtration. Here it is. I use the Katadyn Be-Free water filtration system. I have a full review on the Be-Free. Please check it out for more information. This water filtration system I've used for a couple years now, and it is super lightweight. As you can see, very compact and very easy to use. It has a built-in filter already, so all you do is fill your flask up, put your filter in, tighten the cap, and you are good to go. This has a pretty strong filtration rate, so you can fill up your water bottles pretty quick. And this is a 0.6 liter flask. Now they do make larger flasks as well, but I really don't need to bring anything more than the 0.6 liter. On the Timberline Trail, I just brought 2 1 liter water bottles, just some smart water bottles, and that is more than enough on the Timberline Trail. The trail has plenty of water along the entire route. Creeks, streams, rivers. I mean, you're not going to go a long time without seeing a water source. You could maybe, if you want, get away with bringing just a 1 liter bottle, but you know, depending on how hot it is and how much water you need for cooking, probably good to bring 2 bottles with you. All right, let's move on to my toiletries bag. This is an Eagle Creek bag that I picked up years ago. It is water resistant. I don't think it's waterproof, but it is water resistant. What do I have in here? Well, I just kind of stuff. I have a small microfiber towel. I do carry, just in case, some water purification tablets, just in case something happens to my Catadine B-free filter. We have toothbrush, small tube of toothpaste. I also carried the lighter. The Jetboil Minimo, like I said, already has that piezo igniter, but I do bring a lighter just in case. I stuff my headlamp in my Eagle Creek bag. This is a Petzl headlamp. I have a few Petzl headlamps. This works really well. I have my glasses, contact case, and saline solution. And I also put in my Eagle Creek bag, this is my Anchor Power Core 20,000 milliamp power bank. It worked really well, charged up my phone and my GoPro for all 4 days, no problem. Now, if you do wear contacts like I do, I'm going to talk really quick about what I do with my contacts and glasses. Now, what I also bring with me is a package of antimicrobial wipes and then just some cleansing wipes. So when I'm ready to take out my contacts at night, I use the antimicrobial wipes. Then I use some water and just kind of wet my hands and dry my hands with the microfiber towel. And yeah, then I just put my contacts in the case and ready to put my glasses on. Now in the morning, I just repeat the process. I use the antimicrobial wipes, put some water on my hands, dry my hands with the microfiber towel, and then my hands are clean and ready to put my contacts back in. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of wearing my glasses on the trail. I just feel like I have to have my contacts in. So that is my routine that I use for my contacts. Again, really simple. This package of antimicrobial wipes, you know, very lightweight, barely takes up any room, and you definitely need this to make sure that your hands are clean so you don't get an eye infection. I also bring along with me my Deuce Spades trowel with some cleansing wipes. Now let's move on to the clothes that I brought with me on the Timberline Trail. Okay, so what did I wear on the trail? Start off, I wore some Asics running socks. I wear these socks because they're lightweight, they dry quick, and they're breathable. Now I did bring 3 pairs of Asics running socks. Why so many pairs? Well, because there are a multitude of creeks and rivers that you have to cross on the Timberline Trail. So I knew there was a good chance that my feet would get wet. And so I just wanted to come prepared that if my socks did get wet, that I had a dry pair ready to go. For my shirt, if you've seen any of my hiking videos, do you really think I brought a different shirt than my Patagonia Capilene Cool lightweight shirt? My number one go-to running and hiking shirt. So no surprise there, super lightweight, dries quick, very breathable, my absolute favorite shirt. And for my shorts, these are my Corsa running shorts. Again, just very lightweight, very breathable, dries quick if they get wet. And of course, it has a nice back pocket that you can use, put, maybe a gel or a snack back there. But on the trail, I want to be as comfortable as possible. And the best way, in my opinion, is with running gear, especially with the clothes that you wear. Running gear, like I said, will be lightweight, will dry quick, breathable. So that is what I wore hiking the trail. Now, if it did get a bit chilly out, I did bring my Brooks long sleeve shirt with me. I also brought my Brooks Dash half zip long sleeve. I have a full review on the Brooks Dash half zip. Please check it out. But yeah, I've used this a lot on the trail, especially at night when the temps went down. So this is a really good piece of gear to bring with you. I've brought this with me on many other hikes. So glad I brought this on the trail. Now at night, wanted to be dry, comfortable. So I brought another pair of running socks. These are a little bit thicker than the ones that I was hiking with. I brought a pair of base layer pants because I knew the temps would drop down at night. And then just a comfortable t-shirt. So that's it for my clothing gear, just separate for the night. Just some long sleeve options if I needed them. And then my clothes that I wore on the trail. I put all of my clothing in. This is a Gossamer Gear water resistant stuff sack. All these clothes were easily able to fit in this stuff sack. So to finish off what I wore, on my head, I had my Columbia hat on, and on my feet, I had the Asics Trabuco Max 2 trail runners. Now, last year, I wore the Salomon Ultra Glide trail runners, and they're a really good shoe, comfortable. But one of the reasons why I switched to the Asics Trabuco Max 2s is that the outsole of the Ultra Glides just didn't last as long as what I hoped for. Now, this is a max cushion shoe. It's in the name, Trabuco Max. This has 43 stack height in the heel and 38 stack in the forefoot. So this is really comfortable on your feet. Now the outsole does have 4.5 millimeter lugs. So these are a little bit more aggressive than the Ultra Glides. And these handle the conditions of the trail so good. I was so happy with these. My feet were comfortable the entire way. These were able to handle all the creek and river crossings, the different terrain on the trail. I mean, there was sand, rocks. I mean, anything you could ask for, the trail had. And these performed absolutely wonderful. I'm so happy that I picked these up. If you are a backpacker, just day hiker, or trail runner, I highly recommend the Asics Trabuco Max 2 trail runners. These are lightweight. They dry quick if they do get wet. Like I said, the midsole is super comfortable, nice and soft, but it does have a nice bounce to it. The outsole, the lugs, can handle many different types of terrain and conditions. So that is what I wore on my feet. Let's move on to the food that I brought. I almost forgot, I did bring my mountain hardware puffy coat. Yeah, I would recommend bringing a lightweight jacket on the Timberline Trail because the temps do drop down at night when you're at 6,000 feet elevation. So anytime I need to take this off, like I said, I would just stuff this in that mesh pocket on the back of my pack. All right, let's talk about the food that I brought with me on the Timberline Trail. All of my food I put in my Z-Packs large food bag. This is made out of Dyneema, also known as Cuban fiber. So this is a waterproof bag. I put in just a large empty Ziploc bag for empty wrappers and other trash. I kept things very, very simple. For breakfast, I just brought packets of cream of wheat. For lunch, I really just snacked on some Cliff bars, these Nature Valley bars, and some of these gels, these Cliff energy gels and these Goo energy gels. I use these when I run. They taste really good and they'll give you some extra calories. For dinner, brought with me some ramen, a couple of these every night for dinner. And that was it. That was all I brought. Can't forget the spork that I got from REI. All right, I'm just gonna wrap up talking about a few other items that I brought with me on the trail. First is my good old sit pad. I bring this on all my backpacking adventures. My electronics, like I mentioned before, I have my Anker Power Core 20,000 milliamp power bank, my GoPro, my phone, and then my tripod. And then last but not least, of course, we cannot forget my buff. This thing serves multiple purposes. I never leave this at home. I bring this on every day hike, on every backpacking trip. The buff is a must. Everything from just wiping sweat to grabbing something that's hot. If you need to wipe off some dirt or mud, the buff has many uses and I really never leave this at home. I always take the buff with me. There you have it. Everything that I brought with me on the Timberline Trail. Total pack weight without counting my water was less than 19 pounds. So I was really happy to keep everything under 20 pounds. That is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to get some ideas and tips for your next backpacking adventure. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, comment below. Let me know some of the gear that you bring on your backpacking adventures. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers, where I'm going to take you to see scenic views, mountains, lakes, rivers, waterfalls, right here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. So, till next time, take care.